Hi there, Adita Lang from aditalang.com, and today we're going to go over my top 5 abdominal exercises. So are you ready? But a couple of things I want you to keep in mind first and foremost is that your abdominal muscle is one of those few muscles that actually stretches if you don't put any emphasis into it. So during the day when you're sitting, standing, cooking, cleaning, whatever it is that you're doing, you need to make sure you are constantly pulling in from the abdominal muscles and holding that in. Because if you just sit kind of lazy and let the abdominals hang out, guess what? They're going to come out, and they're going to come out bigger than you thought. We don't want that. So I need you to really hold them in nice and tight, and the abdominals connect at your rib cage. So it's a matter of squeezing your rib cage in and contracting in from the abdominals. First thing. Now, second thing is, in order to really keep a nice little svelte center, we also need to think about the foods that we're eating. And so with that goes sugars. And it's not just sugar. It's sugar, flour, dairy, and alcohol. They all break down as a sugar. And here's the challenging part of this. You could be eating fat-free, multi-grain crackers. But if your body already has enough sugar in it, it's going to store that as fat. Even though the food label said 0 grams of fat, guess what? Your body can store it as fat. So we need sugar so that our brain stays active and we can do the things that we do. But let's just say in theory, today I needed 10 grams of sugar, but I ate 30. That additional 20 is going to get stored as fat, and we don't want that to happen. So I want you to think about that, okay? Now, let's get started. So we're going to start with a basic crunch. Again, your rib cage is right where your abdominals grab onto, okay? And they go down to your pubic bone. So you're gonna take both hands behind the head, and here's what I want you to do. I want you to hold the weight of your head, okay? And as you're holding that weight, you're gonna squeeze from the rib cage and contract it in nice and tight to pull you up and let it go. So you squeeze really tight from the ribs and then let that go. Now, with your breathing, just think of it this way. You want to inhale on one part of the move and exhale on the other. There really is no rule of thumb. Some practitioners like to tell you specifically when to breathe, but the reality is it doesn't really change the exercise much, and it's more important for you to focus on the movement than for you to try to figure out, am I inhaling or am I exhaling? What should I do? Now we're going to do 5 more right here. Again, think about the rib cage, squeezing really, really tight and letting it go. And squeeze tight and let that go. Remember, you're holding the weight of the head. There you go. You got 2 more. Squeeze it tight. And 1 more. Squeeze tight. There we go. We'll do 1 more just right here. Squeeze and let that go. Excellent. So now we're going to take our arms straight out on the ground. You're going to bring both legs up. And here's the thing, you're going to allow your body to dictate your range of motion. So for this exercise, your shoulders need to be pressed firmly into the mat. No matter what I tell you to do, your shoulders stay down. You're going to slowly move your legs over to the right, but maintaining that left shoulder down. And when you feel like you can't hold it anymore, you're going to squeeze your abs really tight, bring those legs up and take them to the other side. Every time your legs are moving, you're squeezing your abdominals more and more. So squeeze really tight as those legs move. There you go. And keep pressing those shoulders deep into the floor. Again, using your breath, so it's full inhale and full exhale. Think of your breath as your rhythm of movement. It's the best way to go, because then it gives you the opportunity to truly contract your muscles to their fullest. There we go. Take it back over to the left. Give those abdominals a tight squeeze to move the legs over to the right. And again, squeeze them tight and take it left. Full inhale, full exhale. That's it. We got 2 more. We're going to do both sides though, okay? There you go. And we're going to take it right again. And take it left. Excellent job. Great. Pull those knees in, give it a little tight squeeze right here. Now I want you to remember something when it comes to abdominal training. If you start feeling it in your lower back, guess what? You're not squeezing your abdominals tight enough. Or maybe your range of motion is too large. So the minute you feel any kind of twinge in your lower back, I want you to squeeze your abdominals tighter, okay? And if that's not working, then I want you to make your range of motion, like how big you're making the movement, make it smaller. It'll help. We're going to take our legs straight up, and you can keep them bent if you want to, or leave them all the way up. take those hands again behind the head, come up in a high crunch, really squeezing tight. And so here again, your body's going to dictate your range of motion. When you're up in this crunch, your lower back is flat on the ground, and that's where you want to keep it no matter what. So you're in this crunch and you're going to lower the legs, and the minute you feel like your back is arching, you're going to bring your legs right back up again, squeezing super tight through the abdominals and keeping that back perfectly flat. Full inhale and full exhale. There you go. Keep those abdominals really, really tight. Now remember, when you move those legs away from you is when you have to squeeze your abdominals the tightest. That's it. Squeeze them real tight. Keep that back flat. Bring them back in. And again, squeeze it tight and bring it back in. We've got 4 more. That's 1, squeezing really, really tight. And 2, remember that back has to stay flat. And 3, there we go, we got 1 more. And 4, excellent job. Hug those knees into the chest. Great. Now we're going to take both legs straight out. Take the arms up, take a big deep breath. And as you exhale, you're going to come into a crunch, and I want you to try to avoid jumping up. You've got to force your feet into the floor, squeeze tighter from your abs, and then roll yourself up to seated. There you go. And now you want to take it down slow, 1 vertebra at a time, setting your spine down like it was the most fragile thing on earth. There you go, and bring it back down. Deep breath. And exhale, slowly come up and bring it up. And then take it down nice and slow. So let's say you're trying to do this exercise and you're like, oh, you know what? I can only go this far and I get stuck. Let's avoid pulling yourself up. What you want to do is just make the movements smaller. And if you can't come up, then you can't come up. And if you can, then you go slow and smooth as you come up. There you go. Take it down, keeping those abdominals really, really tight, and squeeze through. Lift up nice and tall, shoulders are back and down. Press it down. You've got 3 more. That's 1, chest is up tall, press forward. Take it down. And 3. Take your time, 1 more time, keeping that back, rolling it through the spine. And 4, and we're going to come up and sit right up here and just stretch forward for a moment. Excellent job. And now let's take both feet together right here. Give yourself a little stretch forward. And we're going to bring it up, pull your feet apart, and again, allowing your legs and your body to dictate your range of motion. This time, your feet have to stay glued to the floor, no matter what you do. So your arms are up tight, and just like we did that roll up, we're going to work on rolling down. And you're going to roll down until like, oh, I can't hold my feet anymore. And then you're going to stack yourself up to seated really tall. And again, tuck it under, tuck it under. There you go. And stack it up. Good job. And tuck it under, squeeze really tight from the abdominals and the rib cage, as tight as you can. And bring that up. Excellent. And take it down, tuck it under, and bring it up. There you go. Full inhale and full exhale. Press it down and take it up. And bring it down again, tuck it under, and bring it up. You have 4 more. Squeeze it under, tuck it under, and press up. That's it. And 3, and take it up. We have 2 more. Take it under. And 1 more time, pull up nice and tall. Press it under as far as you can go. Squeeze, force those feet down, and bring it up. Excellent job. So those were my top 5 abdominal exercises. The key to any exercise whatsoever is always form and technique. You've got to move slow, you've got to move with intention, where it means that you're contracting the muscle that you're trying to work all at the same time. Don't depend on exterior weight to do all the job. You've got to work it yourself. And so with the abdominal muscles, you need to be contracting the rib cage in at all times. So thanks and have a great day. Bye for now.